Okay, welcome back. In this video, we're going to have a look at setting up your shipping for your bookstore. This is very important if you're going to sell physical books, and it's probably best to do it even if you're not at that stage, so you don't have to think about it later. So, first things first, we need to get to where we need to go. So, go up into your top right hand corner. Go down to your publish dashboard, and from here you'll see at the top here there's an attention to all authors. So we've set a site-wide shipping rate that's based for shipping from Australia. You might want to check with your postal services in your country to just check that these are appropriate. But there are some things that you need to do anyway, just to override these global settings, so that it's appropriate for your local position in the world. So we've set it at local shipping at $8.50, and in Australia that will cover a satchel and also the postage to anywhere local within our country. And international shipping, $25 will cover practically anywhere in the world, up to 22 kilos. The local one is only 2 kilos, but most books range between, the 400 grams to say 800 grams for a very big book. If you're sending an Isaac Asimov type book of 300 pages or more with a dust cover. So just be aware and get your kitchen scales out and weigh it, and then go onto your local postal service that you want to use, UPS or your postal local post service, and see what the rates are and see if it's appropriate to stay at those rates. But we're going to show you how you can override these global rates right now. So we'll come down to settings, and then within the settings tab you'll see we've been here before in the first video where we set up your bookstore, but it's all set up basically with your the country that you're operating from and also your store address. Now we can now go into our shipping area, and you can see here you can put in a default national shipping fee and an international shipping fee. So if it's not appropriate, or you can offer it cheaper, you can change this here from $8.50 to say $7.50. And then international shipping, if it's a little bit more expensive in your country, or you find you can't get it below $26, then you can put those in there. Now below here, you might want to say for your store, you have free national shipping if you've included it in the price of your book, or in all of your books. Free international shipping, for example, also. And then there's charge once per product for national shipping, or charge once per product for international shipping, even if more than one is purchased. Now in terms of international shipping, that can be a good thing, because you might charge something $25 for international shipping, but it doesn't matter whether they buy one book or say 50, because it's 22 kilos that you can ship for that amount from your area. That's how it is in Australia, but as I said, check your location and the options that you have. Disable national shipping. In this way you might be only offering it to international countries rather than local for some reason, and then the opposite, you might not want to ship internationally because your market is local and you've done a very local. Sorry about that. That was just a message coming through. It's a, you might be finding that there's you're writing a very local driven novel, so it's not appropriate for international consumption. But in most cases, you're just going to leave those empty and just go with the default national shipping and international shipping. Now, for some reason, you might want to charge a minimum or a maximum charge, as you can see there. You can set those. We've tried to give you as many options as you like because we don't know exactly what's going to be important to you. Free shipping order means basically if you're free shipping your order spends over this amount, then you can override the maximum shipping charge above. Maximum product charge, so basically you can set a maximum product charge, and remembering this is all for the store, for all of your books, so these are the settings for that. You can change these settings per book. So for example, one book might be really 300 pages and quite heavy, and other books might be just like, a skinny paperback. So you might find that you want to change those. But we'll see how that will change when we show how to actually publish a book with a shipping charge. So there's free shipping product, you can add that. Product handling fee. So you might want to reduce this fee up here to like, $5 for shipping, and then have a handling fee of $2.50. So it doesn't appear that it's all in shipping. The other thing that you might want to set differently is your shipping policy. Now, globally, we have a shipping policy that reads pretty much like this. I'll just paste that in. So please allow 10 days for local deliveries and 21 days for international shipping. And this is a generic one. You might want to create one particularly for your site. I'm just showing how easy it can be. You can just create it in a Word document, maybe do some research and decide what's appropriate for your store. And then of course a return policy. So if somebody wants to return something, so we have a generic one that's out there for the whole of Nettpress, but you're setting up your little world, your little bookstore world. So this is something that you can create specifically for your desired policy. You may not want to have a return policy, or but we don't recommend that. Most customers will want to have so like 100% satisfaction guarantee sort of thing. So and you want that, like, just in case in the print process something went wrong and you didn't pick it, you just send them another one. So shipping from, so this is really the important bit that we were talking when, in the beginning when I was talking about the store address. So you can choose to leave it at store address, and that will change your store to be coming from your store address. So local will mean local to your store address. So the other thing you can do is you can change that to other and put another shipping address in if that's something you want to do. But if you like, that might be appropriate if you've got somebody else shipping it out for you in another country, which can happen. But otherwise, just leave it at your store address. And then when somebody purchases something from you, let's say they're in Mexico and you're in New York State, then basically they'll be getting the appropriate shipping amount to their location from your location. Okay, so then we just save the changes and we're ready to actually go ahead and publish a physical book. Now I'm actually going to show you a quick way of getting your digital book created as a physical book. So we're going to products, and as you can see here, here's one of my books. So you'll see down the bottom here, there's edit, duplicate, delete, and view. So I'm going to hit the duplicate button, and this will create a duplicate of my book. And then I can go into that duplicate. As you can see, it's working away there. And then we can go into that duplicate product, which it's opened up here. See, it says Blue Fire Warriors and Thread of the Bully Imps copy. So we just take out the copy there, and then maybe we go down here and we change that from PDF version to physical version, or hard copy version, maybe is probably more appropriate. And then obviously change your ISBN number for the hard copy version. And let's take out some of that. Pretty much everything's going to be the same, except the fact that all of these categories are now incorrect, because as you can see, they're all in ebooks, and that's not where we want them to be. We want them to be in our physical books. So we would do physical. Oops. Let's see. So we're looking for their audio books, fiction, action, printed. There we go. So printed copy. So let's just, as you can see there, we've got all these categories for printed. So let's just isolate all the printed ones. Printed. So it's a fiction printed book. So we're going to put it in there, and it's a action and adventure. And you can just go through and do the same thing. So all your tags will stay the same because it's the same one. I'm not going to go through and bore you with all adding categories. You can see how it's easy to do. And then this featured image has the PDF image on it left over from the other one. So we'll just bin that image and set a new feature image. I'm just going to show you a new way of doing this too. You can just drag and drop a file into there like that. It's nice and easy. And so now this is something I prepared earlier. You can just go to the templates area via the nib, and you can find the template for doing it for just a physical book or a printed copy. So there we go. It doesn't have any PDF or Mobi designators on it. And then we come down here, and it's no longer a virtual product because we want to have shipping. And there we go. We turn that off, and it's now got shipping options. And it's not a downloadable product. So now we've got to set our price. You might want to leave the price the same. It is always going to be taxable, and it's a standard tax class. So now we go into shipping, and you'll see what I mean. So if you want to change, like let's say this is a 300-word story, War and Peace, and it's going to cost a little bit more to ship. then this is where you would change your store standard price of $8.50 or $7.50 to maybe something that's appropriate for this book. So maybe it's going to cost $9.50 for national shipping, and it's going to cost it will be the same maybe because they for international, because they usually allow you to do 22 kilos. So we'll just leave it at $25, for example. And then as you go through all of these settings, you can add a handling fee if you wish. So let's just apply a $2 handling fee. And then of course there's weight and free shipping product and minimum shipping charge that we went through before. But here you've got dimensions, width and height if you wanted to do that. I don't think it's necessary, but anyway, so basically that's it. When you save changes, it publishes that book for sale, and it'll show you what it looks like via view product here. So you can just click on that, and there we go. There's the product, and it says, see, ships from Australia. So, and in here you'll see this is the seller info, this is the shipping with your shipping policy, the amounts that you put in for within Australia or outside Australia, and remembering that this says within Australia, but if you've set your store to New York or United States, then within United States, it'll say within United States or outside of the United States, UK, wherever you live. Maldives, that'd be nice. So then there's product ratings and reviews and additional information and your description. So then you can go ahead and, as we've done before, share it on Facebook. Now my book is in physical copy, and go from there. Now, the other thing I just wanted to show you, which is very important for physical copies, so I'm just going to go into edit of the product. Now the basic area down here, we've got an inventory button. So you might want to manage the stock. So maybe you've got 50 copies done and they're in the boxes underneath your desk. If you've self-published somewhere else and paid that $2,500 fee, manage the stock. You click on that, and then you can set a stock quantity that you have, and then once it goes out of that, like say for example you've got 50 copies, and then you can allow it to go to back order, allow but notify the customer, or just allow it. So if you allow it, basically it will allow your stock to go into -1, -2, -3, -4, and then if you see that happening, you're going to go, wow, okay, I need to print some more. So this is actually a really good way of managing stock. If you know that it's going to be down, you're seeing your book run off the shelf, you can actually say at 10, order another lot, and you can allow it to go into back order while you're getting that new stock in. So you can also set it as sold individually, which means that people can't buy more than one copy. I don't know why you would do that, but maybe you would like to. So there we go. So you can set the status that it's out of stock if you wish, or keep it in stock. And these are really appropriate to physical copies as opposed to your digital copies, because digital copies are always going to be in stock. So that's why we haven't covered this up until now. The other thing that you might really want to do here is, you see how we've got my SKU before, for the one that I copied from was BFW001, but in the copy process it's added a -1 to it, which is actually quite good, because now you can be always looking at that SKU in your store purchases, and it can separate your digital from your physical. And certainly I do the same thing when I'm publishing like the Mobi or the EPUB versions or the rich text PDFs, because they all have their own ISBN numbers, so they should all have their own stock numbers as well. So that's pretty much it for covering this, and that's why it's super duper important to go in and to your settings page and just set up your shipping area for your store. And you can always come in back in here and change it if you're not getting sales because of the cost, if you've gone overboard or something like that. If the handling fee is kind of like seems to be making people shy away or something. But as I said, it's very, very flexible, and you have control over your shipping. It's pretty simple. I think we only need national and international shipping. If you wanted to set up particular locations and everything like that, we can talk to you as an individual, and for a fee we can change the way the shipping works so you have more control over every location in the world. But for now, this is how we'll have it. If you would like that change, so that it's more complicated and but you have more control over every location and setting a price for every location, then just email us at support@nettpress.com and we'll sort that out for you. Okay, I hope this has been easy for you to do. It's a fairly long video, I know, but it's worth reviewing and getting it right the first time for your store, and then you can just make those little changes every time you publish a book. Now, obviously, I copied one of my previous digital books over. Obviously, you can start from scratch and put everything in as you need to. But I think it's a great function that you can actually duplicate the book and then change it to a physical copy with shipping. Okay, so we wish you all the success, and we'll see you in the next video where we talk about the nib and how it can help you learn more about the tips and tricks of the trade, and maybe even inspire you in some way to start that next book. Okay, now that publishing's out of the way, you can concentrate on your writing. Okay, have a great day, and we'll talk to you in the next video.